This episode is brought to you by White Cloud Coffee Roasters, where every bean tells a story of adventure and passion. Nestled in the heart of Idaho's mountain wilderness, White Cloud has been mastering the craft of coffee for more than 38 years, bringing the spirit of the outdoors into every cup. Discover the difference in their premium beans, meticulously roasted to capture the essence of the mountains. From robust, full-bodied classics to creative flavored blends, White Cloud coffees are designed for you to appreciate the subtleties of premium coffee. Now, listeners of our podcast can get an exclusive 10% discount. Just use the promo code CREATIVITY at checkout. Visit whitecloudcoffee.com and use the code CREATIVITY for your 10% discount. Start your adventure today. Journey to whitecloudcoffee.com. Tap into your most original thinking. Organize your ideas and create the opportunities to launch your creative work. Unlocking your world of creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator, Mark Stinson.
Welcome back, friends, to our podcast, Your World of Creativity. I'm Mark Stinson, and we explore the minds of creative entrepreneurs really everywhere, all over the world, who are shaping the future with innovative ideas. And I'm so happy today to have as my guest, Jeremy Lasman. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Yeah, Jeremy's the founder of The Passion Company. He's a creative entrepreneur himself. He's a former SpaceX technologist, and he's really dedicated himself to elevating humanity through this, what he calls imagination technology, and I can't wait to get into that. He's leading what he's calling a passion revolution. Jeremy, these words, these combinations, passion, revolution, imagination, technology, where does imagination and technology overlap?
It overlaps in our kind of view that we're treating the body as hardware, the mind as the software, and the spirit as like your user link to your soul. And we're looking at the body, mind, spirit as one whole technology.
And it seems like that's more than a metaphor. You're really seeing it as a technology.
Yeah, it depends on how far you want to take the metaphor into play, like how real you want to suspend your disbelief there and really see it. Yeah.
And your background is as a technologist. So you're certainly coming from that background and that training and vocation.
Yeah.
And then where did you see inserting passion, or where does passion get expressed in technology?
That's a really good question, because I think once we're looking at the mind as software, I went to what is the operating system of the human species, and we can go towards the evolution with survival of the fittest. That's the old operating system, I would say. And then we have to ask, what is the fuel of human energy in survival of the fittest? And I would say it would be one of fear and negativity. Mm-hmm. That undertone, or sometimes overtone, of the need to survive and being under constant threat and vigilance and security. It really is driven by fear and negativity. But when I look at it from that interconnected technology, that body, mind, spirit together, I see passion as the fuel of human energy, and especially what distinguishes humans from animals and machines as we go into a future here with artificial intelligence and everything that is going to bring.
So interesting. I did watch a nice video you had on Instagram about this sort of survival of the fittest. And I thought the other point you made that was worth talking about was how it's driven by scarcity sometimes. Yeah. And boy, don't we creatives have this scarcity mentality creep up sometimes, in that somebody else is going to get the gig. Somebody else is going to use my idea before I get it out there. Somebody else is getting more likes, more thumbs ups, more clicks than I'm getting. Where do you think we as creatives, I guess, where does this scarcity come from? And then how do we overcome that?
Of course, it comes from the operating system. The operating system drives our worldview in the broadest picture. And so if we don't challenge those limitations, then it's going to be unconsciously like running the show. And so the way that I have like experimented or tried to push those limits was really to second guess or question how that natural selection, that how the randomized and victimized uh way of being, because in survival of the fittest, it's like we don't have a choice. We have to be almost give the power to external nature or authority or these old beliefs and patterns and themes that might present themselves, like you're saying, with scarcity and the lack or inadequacy, incompleteness. But if we're truly to shift to a conscious evolution and to test the suspension of disbelief of fear itself and negativity, then we're pushing against the boundaries of what our worldview can be if we're testing more from limitlessness and love. Then we start to see a worldview that isn't necessarily scarcity, but more of abundance.
So interesting. And Jeremy, were there events or experiences along your life and career that sort of exposed this to you? Said, I've been going this direction. I think I want to take a new tack.
Ooh, you know,
if you can think of only one or two.
I know it's such a big, deep dive there. But yeah, like I can just remember graduating. It was like right after graduating college. I had just been going through the motions to appease others through school, and I never really was present. And after college, I had realized like how much of the blinders I was putting on, how unconscious I was of my own desires. And I think I just hit the edge of negativity. And I would even say the neurotic negativity, the pessimism, the cynicism, even the skepticism that would that kept me in a very low self-esteem. And I was at the edge of it. It was something that wasn't serving me anymore. And that's what really set me on the path of personal development, of self-discovery, of really trying to find my love of learning again, really, when it came down to it. And that kind of propelled the foray into conscious evolution.
Yeah, very powerful. I'm sure many of our listeners can relate to that kind of fork in the road moment.
Right.
Yeah. This passion company that you founded and that you're working on now, as I think about the key principles you've been talking about, but
Yeah.
let's focus on some of the, I'll say, programs, deliverables. What's the hard stuff that you hold on to here and that you're promoting?
Yes. I love that question. So as we're laying out that metaphor of the body, mind, spirit as one whole technology, that is where we took that question of, okay, there's been this old operating system that has been running humanity forever, basically. And there has never been a challenger to survival of the fittest. And so that's what imagination technology is. It's a new operating system that is challenging survival of the fittest. And that is what we are delivering at the Passion Company to lay the foundation, the fundamentals for treating passion as a basic human need, because we see it as an inner human resource that drives our inner power and should be treated on par like any other utility, water, gas, electricity. And so we've I invented this operating system, and then I'm pouring it into the Passion Company so that it can be delivered worldwide through what we do, and give people finally a choice on whether or not they want to be driven by fear and negativity or passion and love. And that evolution, that conscious evolution, allows for the the new operating system to basically clean your energy so that you can have the best running passion possible.
Certainly, as we creatives look forward to the second half of this year, we may be looking for new fuel, recharging, re-engaging. And I love this idea of revolution because it's a built-in right? It's a restart, it's a redo. Where would a person begin? You say, I've got to recharge this battery. Where do I plug in?
At the Passion Company, so we've got a few different things. First, if you want to know, we have this cool quiz that is finding out how clean your energy is. So that will give you a starting point of what kind of obstructions or bottlenecks or walls are in the way of the energy running optimally, efficiently. And then you can dive into imagination technology. We've got a manual ebook for it. And then ultimately, if you are interested in upgrading to imagination technology and the training and the mastery of your inner climate for a cleaner energy way of life, then you should book a demo call with us, and we can show you what it's like, give you a taste, and ultimately see if imagination technology is a fit for you.
Yeah, sounds like some good stepping stones. Where do we find this quiz?
At thepassioncompany.org.
Fantastic. We'll take a
And
look.
maybe we can put it in the show notes too, if we can.
Yeah. Thinking about revolution, it's never easy. And it also means that we're revolting against the old and overcoming a lot of challenges. You must be facing your own challenges, Jeremy, in building a company. And as an entrepreneur, there's no shortage of opportunities to overcome and try new things. What sort of things have you found that you needed to push through? You needed to get over some potholes.
Oh man. First, I used to be a lone wolf. So even the step to create the company, to co-found it, and almost take my invention out of my head and give it to the company so that it's out of me, not running through me. That was a big step. And then ultimately, if I go back thematically as a big picture dreamer, as like an astronaut outside the box of the norm, communication was very challenging for me. I've gotten a lot better, is why I'm doing more podcasts. Love doing these. But early on, it was very difficult for me to communicate my ideas and to land them so that other people could, see them. That was a huge hurdle to traverse, which ultimately intersects with being able to market uh, these things. And so that has been a very difficult process, especially with how new and outside the box I feel this is. Nothing like this exists. So finding language and meeting people on terms and breaking it down and speaking concretely, especially as a visionary, has been challenging to say the least. But I've been practicing and getting better and better. And so that's a testament to being an example of the work, I feel.
I feel like we ought to underscore that because, again, our listeners being creative practitioners of all kinds certainly can learn lessons from what you're talking about. Let's rewind that a bit and translate what your experiences have been into some maybe lessons learned. And I won't call it advice because free advice is what it's worth sometimes. But certainly you say, based on your experience, what could other creative entrepreneurs take away?
It might feel like an indulgence, a luxury, all the excuses that survival of the fittest and rational, probably, concerns would come up, that taking the time, creating the space, creating the time and space to do self-discovery, to focus on you, might feel like an indulgence that you have no time for. But speaking as a creative entrepreneur, a creative artist, it is a must to be able to carve out a space in which you can start to understand the things that are dark in yourself, to dive in, to explore, to adventure, to hit the walls of where the limitations, instead of being scared of them, instead of ignoring them, pretending they don't exist, distracting yourself. Indulge in self-discovery. And that time, as far as I'm concerned, is never a waste. So my invitation or advice, or whatever you want to call it, is to indulge in your passion and really ask big questions and explore your consciousness in areas where there is fear.
That's a worthy challenge. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
Jeremy, I'd love to also look ahead. I've been contemplating as the new school year begins. I have a couple of grandkids who are going to graduate in 2030. I have another granddaughter who will be out of college, if there is such a thing as college, in 2040. It's mind-blowing. What does the world look like if we implement this kind of imagination technology? What is a new kind of world framework that we could look ahead to?
One in which there is a reduction of fear and negativity. Competition looks like collaboration. That's an easy one. We're no longer an us versus them species. There is a lot more understanding of each other's differences and originality. It is, as I feel, as we go into this future with technology advancing at rapid rates, there is going to be a lot of change, a lot of like old structures that are crumbling. But I feel as we step up and collaborate with this new technology, that we can create a world that is more alive, is less bottlenecked by old performing software. Because if I parallel using old computers and gadgets and tech and how slow and buggy and crashy they are, and we parallel that to all the problems that are plaguing humanity just on a mental health level for a second, right? We can open up that performance and actually have the clean energy that we strive for on the external climate. On the inner climate, we're talking about a more flowing and higher performing energy. And I think that across the board will impact health, mental health, politics, be a game changer in people running a more clean energy.
Yes. I love the parallel of the inside and outside environments. The mentors have told me the inside is a reflection of the outside and vice versa. Sometimes our environment reflects what's going on inside, for sure. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing that bold vision. And I guess, Jeremy, as we close, remind us where we can go take that energy and imagination quiz and learn more about what you're working on.
Yes, they can check out thepassioncompany.org, and everything is there. The quiz is on the homepage. In the services, you can book your demo call. We're there if you have any questions. And we got a blog with a bunch of cool articles about passion, about conscious evolution, survival of the fittest, great resources. And you get really a taste of the cleaner energy way of life that we are striving for.
Yeah, I love it. I've read many of those articles and they're really good. I look forward to taking this quiz and maybe seeing where I stand.
Yes.
Putting practice behind the philosophies, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
Listeners, my guest has been Jeremy Lasman. Jeremy, I can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Oh, man, it's been a blast. Thank you for having me, Mark. Happy creativity to you and all the listeners.
Oh, thanks so much. And I want to also thank our sponsor, White Cloud Coffee Roasters. Listeners, I'm reminded to say that you can save 10% when you use the code CREATIVITY at checkout at whitecloudcoffee.com. And of course, thanks for tuning in to Your World of Creativity. Come back again next time. We've stamped our creative passport in LA today, but we're continuing our around the world journeys, talking to creative practitioners everywhere about how they explore the world of imagination and then organize their ideas and then gain the confidence and connections to launch their work out into the world. So until next time, I'm Mark Stinson, and we'll keep unlocking your world of creativity.
Unlocking Your World of Creativity with best-selling author and brand innovator, Mark Stinson. This program was produced by BSB Media, creators of IntelliKey Leadership Stories, Unlocking Your World of Creativity, and The Peace Room. Love. Are you an author who's tired of the long waits and low royalties? Exact Rush is here to change the game. We specialize in publishing with precision, and we get your book to market in just 3 to 6 months, not years. But we're not just about books. We also support your photography, web design, and content creation needs. Our focus ranges from spirituality to pop culture, and we're excited about our diverse lineup of upcoming releases. So, if you're ready to keep more of your hard-earned money and get published faster, Exact Rush is your ticket. Visit exactrush.com and turn your creative dream into a profitable reality today.